WND.com thought it was a good idea to talk about gaming and feminism and name drop GamerGate several times. The headline says rape threats, death threats, and finally swatting. The industry sports a dark side with dangerous fallout. You think online gaming is all fun and games? Think again. In an investigative piece for Full Measure, John Hubbard with Como in Seattle reported on the dark side of gaming. Online video games has become an enormous industry, with sales upwards of 15 billion in 2014. But as graphics, technology, and popularity increase, gaming has become darker. Yeah, citation fucking needed. Everyone games now, says web developer Israel. Oh my god. Israel Galvez, yeah. That's the fucking source they use. Israel fucking Galvez. We're all basement dwellers living in our mom's basement. Gaming took a sinister turn into August 2014 with harassment against several women working in the video game industry, including developers and cultural critics. The women were calling for less sexualized stereotypes of female characters, less violence, higher ethical standards, and less misogyny in online game. What the fuck? No higher ethical standards? That's bullshit. Less sexualized, less violence. What the fuck is wrong with violence? Maybe the game is not for you then. My god. The harassment against the women became coordinated and escalated to include death threats, threats of rape and death, and most notably doxing. This is when docs are published with personal information on victims and their family members in hopes that someone will use the information to harass and intimidate them. So let's just ignore that Randy Harper doxed like 2,000 people by showing their names in a tweet. Or how about doxing Sargon, King of Pole, Mundane Matt, Ralph, and more. Let's just ignore these people, right? Because even Liz got doxed, and let's not mention this at all. Collectively, this controversy became known as Gamergate. Supporters of Gamergate opposed any attempts to impose social justice or feminine ideologies in the video game culture. Well, at least they got that fucking right. Some call it a backlash against political correctness, but it goes deeper than that. Bitter towards feminism, said Galvez. There are lots of men rights activists involved. Yeah, again, citation fucking needed, Izzy. My god, bitter towards feminism. No, we think feminism is stupid. Totally stupid. Other stakes have moved higher, where once childish pranks might be pulled, such as ordering takeout food to be delivered to the victim's door, along with demands for payment of the meal. Now it has morphing into something much more dangerous, accusation of threats that can bring SWAT teams. These kinds of false accusations are termed swatting, a prank call that brings police, emergency officials, or even SWAT teams to the victim's doorstep. Galvez says swatters are basically domestic terrorists when taken to this level. Yeah, you heard it here, guys. We're fucking terrorists. He is a prolific poster on Twitter and writes about the gaming industry, urging gamer makers to focus less on gender stereotypes and to be more inclusive. Yeah, cause fuck artists and creativeness and doing whatever you want to create. Cause Street Fighter 5 didn't get censored. Nintendo doesn't censor their shit. Cause fuck that. Fuck art. Early this year, Galvez noticed internet forum posts suggesting retaliation against him for those reform-minded views. He found himself victim of doxing. Yeah, so did I and others. But let's not dwell on that, or even try to uh, have both sides of the story. They posted my information. He said my wife's information and my father's information. Once the group had Galvez's personal details, including his address, they sent his information to community colleges, car dealership, magazine subscription services. After reading the escalating tone in the post, Galvez went to the police because of his concerns someone might send in a hoax threat. So, you went to the police because you feared that you might uh, get a fake threat. Okay. Sure enough, police got an untraceable anonymous tip, totally false, that alleged Galvez had ready to unleash hell with pipe bombs and a new gun. Oh, you mean a swatting? Okay. Next thing I know, at 11:50 p.m. I had 5 police officers at my door. But if you tip them off, why the fuck did they come? So I really doubt that. There was no harm that night because Galvez had warned the police, but swatting is not a joke. Posting personal information about targets isn't uncommon on the internet. Notes The Verge, of course, The Verge. But swatting is a particularly risky and extreme method of harassment. Previously, SWAT teams have been sent after security researchers Brian Krebs, CNN correspondent Rolf Blitzer, and the Bungie executive, among others. Yeah, but if you find out who sent those, you're gonna end up in jail. There was an 18 or 19-year-old who got like 10 years in jail or something. While these all ended safely, police have inadvertently injured and even killed innocent people during other raids, and law enforcement is seeking out clues on the culprit behind these particular swatting. Former GamerGate supporter Grace Lynn had 20 police officers show up at her home in Portland, Oregon in early January 2015 after an anonymous caller claimed he had taken multiple hostages and was threatening man. I don't see how the fuck this has anything to do with Gamergate. They have no fucking proof of this. The Gamergate refusal to accept change as cause it's more the feminists who refuse to accept change and how things are. Again, the Gamergate refuses to accept changes in the gaming industry is a cultural shift that some male gamers cannot accept. Cause most gamer as I've made a video on this before, most men call themselves gamers more than twice the amount compared to women, and hardcore gamers are 7 to 1 compared to women. That's statistic coming from even from Christina Hoff Summers. So yeah, he says Gamergate's intention for reform metastasized into a crusade against anyone who wants to change in the status quo. What the fuck does that even mean? So people in Gamergate are stopping women from what? Buying games, buying consoles, making games? Because that's fucking stupid. If Gamergate was really about ethics and game journalism, I don't think we would be seeing all the harassment and all the stalking, all the death threats, all the rape threats. Wow. Even Gamergaters admit the problem is with the dark side of the web, where serious threats. Oh, so you're gonna try to be objective on the last paragraph. Okay. Even Gamergaters admit the problem is with the dark side of the web, where serious threats can come out of nowhere. Sweating can be tough for law enforcement to handle, no matter where it comes from, includes Humbert. In July, the Department of Justice told popular DC cyber blogger Brian Krebs that his Swatter pled guilty in federal court, but Krebs was swatted in 2013 and has slow sense of justice for a fast-moving controversy. So you have no proof of GamerGate doing this shit. You're taking one guy on his word that it was GamerGate. You don't link to Wham's research, and for as much as we know, nobody's been arrested in GamerGate. So, and this isn't even objective. This is a hit piece of just wow. Just looking at the ignorant comments. First comment says, I have found that most video games are full of nothing but killing and wearing. If they would make a Christian game, I would think it would be neat to play, but I'm not interested in run around shoot 'em up games with no plot or reason to be. Yeah, because all games are like that. Fucking idiot. Here is someone. This article has much about Gamergate wrong. Gamergate is not about women in gaming, but is about game journalism being corrupt. Game reviewers were living with, sleeping with, best friends with the developers of games, and they were writing about the games created by their friends and lovers. As a result, bad games were getting good reviews, and deserving games were not getting fair ratings. This is pure conflict of interest and shoddy journalistic practice. The opponents of Gamergate were originally the people who were busted, and many were women. So instead of apologizing the journalistic malfeasance, they attacked using feminism as the weapon of choice. Wanting good journalism becomes sexism, and down the rabbit hole everyone went. Breitbart has a bunch of good articles on Gamergate if you want the whole story. Yeah. Um. Never got into gaming, got enough addiction as it is. Um. Yeah. This article is so freaking stupid, and it is unethical. It's a hit piece. So yeah, let me know what you think about this, and as always, see you guys next time. Bye.